Hello, I am Sarah Marie Liddle, and my company is self-titled, so it's just my name, which is Sarah Marie Liddle.
This is Diversified Game.
A podcast giving entrepreneurial advice from a diverse and inclusive perspective with Kellen.
He may agree, he may oppose, and it's more than just race, it's about, ideas.
So, let the game begin.
Hey, it's Kellen, and today on Diversified Game, all the way from Australia. This is my second interview in Australia today, folks. Today. And I am with Sarah Marie Liddle right now, and she is going to give us the game on how she helps people in their career, in their business, especially women, how in a time where they say you can have it all, how you can manage it all and, try to fit into this crazy world of ours. So, Sarah, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. I am doing well. It is a beautiful sunny morning here in Australia, still in lockdown, but I'm finding my groove. So enjoying each and every day.
Well, I love to hear that because that beats anything where, I'm a life coach, but today was awful. That would be a different opener. But I'd like, I'd love to know, while you are trying to get your son sorted out and trying to think about even the next meetings that you have, tell people about your company and if you only work with people in Australia or is it a global movement that you're in?
Thank you so much. I work globally and I have been a life and career coach for over 17 years now. So I'm talking pre-internet. I became a coach before the internet and social media exploded. And one of the great things I think about the internet is that it's opened the doors up for my business, for a lot of businesses to be able to work internationally. Sometimes the time zones can be a little bit tricky, but I think universally, a lot of the principles apply. And I think a lot of people can relate as well to a lot of the message that I share and a lot of the tools and stories that I am advocating for.
Okay, and talk about those tools, because when people hear about, I'm in Australia doing this, I don't know, especially, here in the United States of America, sometimes they only see, outside countries when it's negative and they'll say, it's Australia. And of course, crazy thoughts. I don't even want to repeat. But, what do you see the common things that women are battling right now in doing business and just doing life that's common to, everybody pretty much globally?
Oh, God, this is such a great question. And there are so many things that are coming up right now, right? We are in such a time of change and transition. And I think this is such an amazing time where we can learn to write new rules, not only individually and not only for our businesses, but also for our communities, right? And for the world. We have this small gap. And I think when people look back at this time in history, it's going to be, just a tiny page in history books. But really what we're living now is such an important time. And women and business owners all over the world are facing similar challenges, right? A lot of people are wanting to transition from their jobs and to work solely in their business, and to have that income and that flexibility. But at the same time, I'm also reading about and I'm also hearing stories from people who are burning themselves out, who are up early morning with their kids, trying to homeschool, trying to juggle their job, trying to juggle getting their business off the ground or taking it to that next level, and staying up until all hours of the night just trying to complete things. So I think that there is this real desire at the moment for a new way of running our businesses. And just because we have always been running our businesses a certain way, it doesn't mean that the future is going to look like that tomorrow. Marketing is changing, the way we conduct business is changing, and I think that a lot of women are wanting to find that balance. A lot of business owners are wanting to find that balance of how can I create a thriving business but not lose my mind, still have this balance, this flow for my family, for my passion projects, for my self-care, just to chill out and not feel so obligated to always be working.
Well, can you go even deeper on how things have always been? I'm a fan of, old books like, I can't believe I say old, but the 4-Hour Work Week, and just reading things that talk about, new ways of doing things. What are some of the old ways that you have seen and you're happy to see go?
Oh, God, this is such a great question. I definitely think one of the things that I'm happy to see leave is this constant tie to social media. Honestly, I think there is an increase in people leaving social media for their mental health, for their wellness and self-care, and it's a lot of the younger generations as well. And so businesses really need to adapt to where the market is headed, where people's mindset and attention is headed. And this old way of being on all the social media channels, being highly engaged at insert crazy amount of times spent on social media or posting or putting yourself in this perfectly curated, tiny, wee little box. I think this is one of the most important things that is going to shift, that maybe you don't leave all your social media, but maybe you downgrade it. Maybe you create a schedule that's doable for you and that actually serves people, in the headspace they're at, in a more authentic and down-to-earth storytelling, tell it how it is, real way. Because people aren't wanting this overwhelming bombardment with information at the moment. They are wanting this genuine connection. And so definitely social media, I am happy that it's starting to be downgraded and people are starting to not want to connect on those levels as much. And that's why a lot of these new apps like Telegram are taking off, because it's just a place of messaging and connection instead of constant scrolling and bombardment.
Now, a lot of my audience will say, who's getting off social media? I know personally I have, 90% of my social media someone else manages, even though there may be photos of me, and I can't wait for it to be 100%. But are you seeing this more in Australia, or is this globally?
This is globally, and I don't think this is a shift just for one business, but I think this is a shift that all businesses can take a look at, because if you reflect on your customers and you think about how they come to you and the type of people that purchase from you, a lot of the time, I know for myself and a lot of my clients, that they purchase through the newsletter list, and that having more social media followers doesn't equal more money in the bank. And so building up, obviously this is such a old thing, building up your newsletter list and creating and thinking about new ways to capture and convert customers. Maybe it's referrals. Last year, I completed a wonderful course actually with Alexandra Franzen. She's in the US. I think she's in Hawaii now. And she has been a freelance writer for, I think it's probably about a decade. And she runs her business completely social media free. And there was hundreds of people in this amazing course about how to quit social media.